Hey, welcome to another monthly studio report for Broken Hammer Games and All Is Fair in Dust and Air. I am the founder and CEO of the company, project manager, and quite a few other titles right now. So I thank you for joining me today as we go over what happened with Broken Hammer in the month of November, as well as All Is Fair in Dust and Air. And as you can see, first off, I got a Broken Hammer hat finally. Long time coming, believe me. We've had quite a few conversations with team members saying, "Why are you always wearing those other Star Citizen hats?" To get yourself a Broken Hammer hat. So I got a Broken Hammer hat. Fortunately, this is not quite exactly the final one that I was wanting. It looks like a darker gray, but it's actually more like a blue gray in the light. So, anyways, I got a different one coming. So it's going to be resolved. I also got a hoodie made. We're testing some products that we're going to probably be releasing in the near future on like a storefront, probably maybe on Redbubble, Zazzle. We're kind of looking at various vendors, seeing which ones we want to maybe go with. If you're reading this in the blog report, this segment's going to be at the end. So let's go ahead and get right into it and kind of discuss what we went down in Broken Hammer. It's a good thing to start out. We're going to start at the merchandise stuff that we're kind of playing around with. So first off, I've kind of changed the presentation format for these blog reports a little bit. So you'll be able to see these above me. It's a little bit of, this is actually one of the little promo images we're making for our merchandise. And then, of course, we have our usual Photoshop backdrop that we're going to be discussing some of the things that happened during the month of November. Now, first of all, this is like a promo image that goes on the back of a shirt or hoodie. We actually do have a hoodie made. I'm sorry I can't put it on the screen right now. The reason I cannot put it on the screen right now is because it's green and because the screen behind me is green, and I did test this out before I got on, and yeah, pretty much I'm just completely transparent with it on. It actually looks really good. Turned out very well. We went with Zazzle for it because Redbubble didn't have the sizes and Redbubble didn't do certain things. So we tried Zazzle with it, and it actually turned out very well. So it's like a very dark, deep forest green hoodie. Eventually we'll be posting that. On the front goes a different thing. It says Broken Hammer, the nail that sticks out breaks the hammers. And on the back is this design, and I've actually been out with it the last week, going to a few places, and I've had a bunch of heads turn like, "What is that? What does that say? What is that picture on the back?" And so it's been nice. We've gotten some clear interest when we're walking around. So the hope is, first off, this kind of started because Ryan and the others, "Hey, you gotta put some Broken Hammer merchandise on. I'm gonna make you one finally." And so this all came to fruition. Getting at least a hat to start and something to wear. Of course, I didn't have a black. There's another hoodie type thing, a lightweight hoodie that's coming through Redbubble. It hasn't come yet, but it's a black one. That one I should be able to put on the stream. Although, as you can see, this blue logo here, this actually gets caught in the green as well. A little bit, so unfortunately it is what it is, but we will be probably looking at using these to maybe help fund things. We'll have opened up a storefront and various visual novel related slogans and things like that for visual novel fans and also for Dust and Air fans. And my plan is to definitely have a art design like this for every heroine. So we'll have a Kali one, we'll have Sophia, we'll have Ali, Abigail, you name it. We'll have something for each and every one of them. Only thing you'll have will be probably Nakiri, because we don't have a lot with her. We don't have a major, I don't know, we're going to look at that. We might have to design something for her. Unfortunately, her story hasn't been really told yet, so there's not a lot of information out there. So we're mostly going to stick with the main ones that are in Destiny right now. And of course, we have it. You can find us on Steam. Now, moving forward, as is discussed in the blog, we have a character model. This is a secondary cast member character model. He got done during the month of November. We still have some basic expression work to kind of add to him, but his main character model is done. All the RSs are done. The rest of the stuff that was done, let me just go ahead and skip ahead to just going to show, this is basically what Winx has done with expression work. Now, this was expressions that were also done during the month of November. This is for our butler, and this is kind of gives an example of how we're developing these characters. As you can see, we have Winx has really done major work in developing these, so we can develop all sorts of different styles, and you can even have close the mouth, and we'll change it to a different expression. We'll do closed mouth. So this is the foundation stages of where we make all of our character models, and how we have like 3 different character models on a lot of them, and we have different poses, and so this is basically how we do it. And I thought this would just be a nice little note, because this is Winx does this. She's exceptional with developing expressions and a lot of our characters, and really pulling the characters out. And yeah, she meticulously goes through and gets the eyebrows, gets the expressions, just tweaks things nicely, and builds a nice, wonderful file with this. So we're very happy with her work, and our production pipeline involving her and Georgie has been going very smoothly. Georgie's been able to focus more on getting the character models out and getting the main image out, and then Winx is coming in and getting the expressions in, which take a little bit more time, a little bit more tedious thing that Georgie it allows him to move and advance a bit faster. And now moving on, we have one of our backgrounds we can share this month. This got done this month. This is Eddings Cove Inn. As is noted, it does show some it does show a little bit of the style guide that we're starting to make for Eddings Cove. I mean, we still haven't gotten the main cityscape yet, because there's a lot to take into account for the cityscape. How the little individual town looks, how the structures are, how the streets look, how each and every aspect of Eddings Cove is going to come together to tell a story of its own. And so what we're focusing on right now is shots like this, where we don't have a lot of outside stuff to worry about right now. We can just focus on getting the interiors and maybe develop some ideas on how the structure is actually built. Now, as you can see, this is more of a rock type of a wall foundation, so we're looking at using a bit of rock for it. Where Eddings Cove is, we're having... What we can say about Eddings Cove is set to be like a terraced city. It's going to be going up, so it's a bit of a mountainous thing, because the Baronies, Fjord Baronies, is very mountainous. There's lots of high mountains. There's the Eastern Ridge Mountains coming up, and Eddings Cove kind of terraces up a little bit. And so we take into account what we have on hand to work with, and what we figure the people that are building this city have on hand to work with, which is going to be rock materials. There's going to be a bit of wood materials, because there's forests not too far away, and so we're just bringing all this together. And you can see this is kind of like a precursor to what Eddings Cove's cityscape is eventually going to look like. And then we have another one, which is our Baron's Mansion Hall. This would be more of a luxury setting inside the Baron's Mansion. And this is just a little scene. This scene's going to be used quite a few times, but of course with this we don't have to do day cycles, night cycles and stuff, because it's going to be inside. We could maybe tweak things a little bit for lighting here and there, but this is a very easy piece that we're going to be able to reuse a few times for various scenes throughout the story. And that is mostly it that I want to go through for the art assets for this month. The other major thing to go through this month is we did get, we're getting ready to release the patch for the next set of content, which is going to be gallery content. It's going to kind of fill in some little sort of scenes in between the story and the cathedral arc. There will be unlock points that have to be reached to get to those. Apologies, we can't go back and edit your save so that you automatically unlock those, so you just have to speed through it. But it will unlock some extra scenes. There's not a huge amount of content in the scenes, but just kind of is going to fill in some things. It's also prepping for Android ports and iOS ports in the days to come. And speaking on that aspect, we are converting all the audio and video files in the game from OGG over to MP3 and MP4. The reason why we have to do this is because if we're doing the Android port works a lot better if you have MP3, MP4, and formats it really supports easier. OGG, what Tyranno did years ago in the 1.0 version of the Tyranno was they switched everybody. I mean, they started off initially with MP3s and stuff, and then they thought there was some legal issues, so they switched over to OGG to kind of resolve that. Now, unfortunately, OGG, which means we had to convert everything over to OGG after we would get it developed and such, and so now we're actually having to go back again because Tyranno, all of us, they changed with 2.0, and they said, okay, we're going to allow MP3s again, we're going to allow MP4s again, we're not going to do OGG anymore. And pretty much they had to because their Android ports were having a lot of bugs because of OGG. So yeah, we're going to be finishing up testing on that real soon and going in. We're looking at a release for them for next month. So that will probably take us up to a new game version. We were also tweaking getting some ideas for redoing the main menu. We are probably going to be doing a new title screen anyways, at least a new backdrop, at least something that's a little bit more interesting. I'm looking at the ship's deck type thing. But aside from that, we were testing, I will say this, we were testing a video backdrop, which will go through backgrounds and stuff, and there were some issues with it, so we kind of shelved that for the moment. We're going to revisit it eventually, and then we'll at least have more of an active title screen where there's things that are moving, things that are animations that are happening. We have talked with Michael on that already, and Michael has done some prototyping, so we kind of have an idea of what we want to do, but we just we need to tweak it a bit more. We need to test it a bit more, and so we're going to be talking with Michael and having him work on it a bit more in the weeks and maybe months ahead before we finally isolate and narrow down an actual animated title screen that we're looking for, we really want. So aside from that, busy month. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're in America, if you're not in America, you're in another part of the world, and hopefully you had a blessed day, blessed week, or whatever happening right now. As far as social media changing goes, we're still kind of we are going to move from Facebook, but we're still kind of tweaking a few things. We do know with the changes coming to Twitter and their big announcement that just happened yesterday, that platform is looking very, very like it is going off the deep end now. Literally, it's like they're not allowing anybody to post anything unless it's approved by the big media outlets, which it's not a free platform anymore. It's completely, it's going the way it's going. So we're not sad that that's going, because we already left Twitter a couple months ago or so, because we saw the writing on the wall. I saw the writing on the wall. I saw what was happening there, and we said, no, let's get out of there. So that said, we'll keep posted on how things go. We'll continue to use Facebook for the moment, whereas we're still testing some other platforms. So until then, stay tuned. So look forward to December. We'll have our year-end report where we'll kind of go into the year, what happened during the course of the year, and we'll analyze how well we did. And yeah, I look forward to the end of the year patch, which will include the next little chunk of content. Um, as far as Raven's prayer content, that's still in the process right now. It's going to be into next year for sure. We'll get Raven's prayer, the first chunk out. So look forward to that too. All right, thank you for joining. Have a wonderful month of December, a wonderful holiday, a Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. See you in the skies. Johnny.